No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today we have Kristen Hancher in the building. And we were just having a very invigorated conversation about Tim Hortons.
We are, yes. I'm Canadian, so my parents got me this for Christmas. Well, like a little stocking gift.
Right.
Yeah, but it's cute, right?
Right. But then I just had to break it to you. I said, there is Tim Hortons in America. She said, no, there isn't. I said, I think there's a couple.
Okay.
I Googled it. There's 621.
What the You said 2, though.
621. I know.
But you claimed there was 2.
I personally believe that I went to one in Manhattan one time, and I believe that I also maybe went to one in Vegas.
What do you mean believe? Either you did or you didn't.
Okay. I'm 38 years old, and if this Manhattan one did occur, it was at least 10 years ago. So
okay.
My memory is really not great.
Respect.
About anything.
Respect.
Right.
Gotcha.
But Tim Hortons is just a big part of being Canadian, huh?
I guess so. I've just always been a Tim Hortons stan.
Right.
I order something really weird from there. I get like a BLT without the lettuce, and then I add cheese. But like I do that in America too. So
what do you have against lettuce?
Okay, here's the thing. I love salad on its own.
Okay.
I hate salad on sandwiches or any of that shit.
But the tomato doesn't count?
Oh, I am obsessed with tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah. Put that shit on everything with salt. Ooh, bitch.
What kind
so
of
good.
childhood trauma scarred you so
So
bad
many
that you can't
things.
just enjoy some lettuce and bread?
Oh, so many things.
Wow.
It's all intertwined.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you grew up where in Canada?
Small town Milton. Only a few people will know that. But I got kicked out of my house when I was 16, and I moved to Etobicoke, Toronto area.
Okay.
That's where I was in school for high school because I did School of the Arts and all that. And I got my first apartment when I was 16 years old.
Why'd you get kicked out at 16?
So traveling from Milton to Toronto / Etobicoke, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, I had to walk 20 minutes, and then I had to take the train, and then I had to bus, and then subway, and then bus again to school every day, there and back.
So how long did that take? A couple of hours?
About an hour and a half.
Okay.
2 hours, depending on what the fuck's going on.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes I wouldn't want to go back home, and on top of that, I was like smoking weed. My parents were very against weed at that point, which is fucking stupid. Because my brother and my dad now smoke together, and he's like 16?
Yeah, but telling your 16-year-old not to smoke weed is like telling your 12-year-old not to drive the car.
Yeah, but
'Cause it's
have that
it's
same
worse for you when you're younger, right?
have that same energy with my little brother, right?
Yeah, but that's the first kid always gets the super strict rules. I saw that with my sister, where once she started going through the same things I was going through, my parents were way less strict because they saw that it didn't matter that they were strict with me.
It's true. It's very true. The first child always gets shits on. Shits on?
Shits on? Yeah.
Shits on?
Shit on? There's other
Shit
ways to
on.
put
There
it, but
you
yeah,
go.
something like that.
But yeah, so I got my first apartment when I was 16, and then at 17 years old, I moved to LA.
And your parents weren't worried about you that you were 16 living on your own?
It was weird. It was
And
a
how'd you have
weird
money?
time. Social media.
Oh,
Yeah.
even then?
Yeah, so I started when I really blew up on social media when I was 15.
Whoa, I didn't realize it was that young.
Crazy, yeah. And then I started making money when I was like 16.
So tell me about what the process of blowing up was like. Because you were a Musical.ly kid turned TikToker, and was that the first thing?
I'm surprised you know what Musical.ly is. A lot of people just
I'm
know
38,
what TikTok
but
is.
I've done my reading.
Okay. It was a good time for me. I loved it. I loved every fucking moment of it. I'm an attention whore, so I fucking love that shit.
What do you think the thing was that blew you up, though?
I think I got lucky.
I was watching a video. There's a guy named Sunny V2 on YouTube that I watch.
That sounds familiar.
He does
and I don't know
videos
why.
pretty much exclusively about other people's trauma, like their career falling off or whatever. And he made a video about, or just why people blow up in general or whatever. And he had a video about Bella Poarch. And, it is really fucking hard to define what the thing that blew her up was. She's really pretty. She looks good in her TikToks. Her TikTok seems like she has a cute personality or whatever. But sometimes it just hits, and like the platform just decides this is the new girl.
I feel like you either have to be really fucking funny or really fucking attractive or both. And And it's shitty to say that, but
Right.
like that's just facts, man. Like I don't know what it was for me because when I was 15, I mean, in my personal opinion, I was not cute.
Right. But the
I don't think I was
algorithm,
funny at all.
that's what's
Something
weird.
happened.
The algorithm is creepy. Because the
Super
algorithm
creepy.
decided that at 15 you were good looking enough.
It was my first video too.
Really? The
Yeah.
first one you uploaded?
My first Musically ever got like 100,000 views, and that was so much
Right.
for the time because there was not a lot of users back then.
Right.
Okay, having 20K back then was like having 3 million now.
Right.
To put it in perspective.
Did you feel like you were pretty at that time? Like, were you getting attention like in school or whatever, or was this like kind of like a revelation to you? Like, oh, they like me.
After I started Musically, because things were like a little different, like from the transition from going from like just living my best life to like living my best life with a large social media presence.
It is a very weird thing. That,
Yeah.
And you're not ready for it at 15, I would assume.
I liked it. There had a lot of ups and downs for sure, but I would definitely prefer that over doing what I was doing before.
Working
which
at
is
Tim Hortons.
just doing what I fucking do. Like I worked at a barbershop. I worked as a gymnastics coach. I used to do like dance and gymnastics beforehand. So I loved that. It was fun, but I never wanted to work a 9 to 5.
So you come from humble beginnings, like your parents weren't rich or anything?
Yeah, they weren't super rich. They weren't mediocrely rich. They weren't poor. They were just chilling, you know?
Right.
Normal household. I mean, it was okay.
Right.
But I definitely made my life myself.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
How did you start monetizing your Musically fame, or did you not start making money off it until it switched over to TikTok?
Right. So it kind of came organically. So I had a manager reach out to me, and I've never spoken about this ever, I don't think.
Really?
Like, literally ever. His name was Dooney.
I know Donnie.
God damn it.
Oh, so you were a Lights Global. You could have been Lil Pump.
So his name was Dooney. I was 15 years old, and or 16 or some shit like that. He reaches out to me. He's like, hey, I want to manage you and make you money. I'm like, okay. He was, per brand deal, he was giving me like $200. When I was 15, 16, I thought that was so much money. Okay. I had like 10 million followers. And he was giving me $200.
Right. I see where you're going with this.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I found out that he was stealing a shit ton of money from me. And then I was like, okay, bye. And then I got a new manager, and he was okay. You know, we're still friends to this day. Is he managing me anymore? No. But yeah, fuck Dooney. He was an asshole.
Wow. Really? So how long did you work with him for?
Not long. Oh my God. It feels like such a faint memory. For one, I've never talked about it before, so it's so like in the back of my head.
Right.
And two, it's like 7 years ago, so maybe a year.
Wow.
Yeah, but like I also went on tour while he was my manager, and he was like one of the people part of the tour company, and one of the influencers was being paid like $300K, and I was being paid 10.
Oh.
And I had like 10 times the amount of followers. And since he was managing me, you could, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you figured that out before you got out of the deal, or did you just end up figuring that out like down the road?
I was so young and naive, and I feel like I didn't really know how Hollywood worked or managements and like how people can be fucking dirtbags, but
Right.
you know, I figured that out over time for sure.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But so you were making a little bit of money early on.
Very small amount.
When did you start to feel like when did you get your business together, and when did it really start going well though?
When I moved to LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, 17, 18? Okay.
17 years old, yeah.
And what's your parents' opinion of all this? 'Cause this sounds like a lot.
In terms of like what I'm doing now with my life, or like just in general?
I mean, like, okay, I have a 1-year-old daughter. I'm picturing her at 17 wanting to move to a
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But I'm picturing her want to move to a big city all by herself. I'm going to be so scared. I'm not going to be able to sleep at night. It sounds terrifying. Do your parents just like kind of say, okay, go have fun?
Well, once I moved out, my dad and I had a very good relationship after that. I feel like once we separated from each other, we had time to breathe and kind of think about life and how we can improve on ourselves and with each other. And I think our relationship's really good. And my mom and I didn't talk for like 4 or 5 years.
Really?
Yeah. And then the time before the last time we talked, it was a big fucking thing. Like, it was huge. Like, I said, look, I'm never going to talk to you again. It was a huge thing.
What was the root of the beef between you and your mom?
We're just so different people.
Really?
We were just worlds apart.
She wanted you to have a nice, safe life, go to college, get a good job, I assume.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's even about that. I just think we're really different people. And because of that, our personalities collide for sure. But I went back for Christmas to Canada for the first time in 2 years. I haven't seen my family in 2 years. And my mom and I made amends for the first time in like years.
You not talking to her for that long though. Who's the hard-headed one here? Because there's got to be like, because there's got to be one person who's a little bit more down to talk than the other. Like, is it you being hard-headed or is it her?
We're both like really super like.
Yeah.
It's fucked, but there was times where I tried to reach out and talk to her, and there's been times where she's tried to reach out and talk to me. So it's been kind of a give and pull this entire time. And I think finally now, like, we've just come to a point where I'm just like, we can be happy.
Right.
And just acknowledging that, hey, you're my mom, and I respect you, and I fuck with you.
Right.
I don't know.
But were your
It's
parents
super weird.
confused about the idea that you were becoming this social media star on this weird app that they've never heard of?
Super weird. So before Musically, I did this thing called live.me, or it was live dot something. I don't quite. Is You Now? I think it was You
One of
Now.
those. Oh, okay.
One
Yeah,
of
I remember
those.
this. This was a thing for a while.
And I just came out of surgery for my back, so I had scoliosis.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was so intense that like I went to the doctors and they were like, "You need to have surgery like right the fuck now, or you're gonna die." I'm like, sick.
Whoa.
I was 13 at the time, so I had the surgery. But before that, I used to be a dancer, and even after the surgery, I have a rod in my back now, so I can't bend my back at all. But I used to be like, I nationally like competitively travel for dance, you know?
Right.
But after my surgery, I was like, hey, I still love to dance. So I discovered this thing called You Now, or whatever the fuck it was called. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to live stream on here and dance. Little did my 14-year-old self know that, like, oh, there's so much like pedophiles and trolls and da 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 da. So I'm doing all these like gymnastics tricks and whatever. Not fucking. Yeah.
Right.
You get the point.
So the chat started to be gross, I'm assuming?
Not even that. They found my address and
wow.
like my mom's name, my dad's, like everyone, like all my fucking information. And a 14-year-old, me now, I'd be like, whatever, suck my dick.
Yeah.
But like me as a 14-year-old is like freaking out. My parents, I'm living at home at this point, freaking out. They start sending shit to my house. So like limos to pick me up, to take me to the airport. Like, you know, troll shit.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I didn't know that at the time. My parents sure as hell will never know. So they freaked the fuck out. And after that, I wasn't allowed internet access or anything like that. So every time I wanted to use the internet, I would have to go to Starbucks, like 30 minutes away, walk.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of built my social media following.
Was that Starbucks?
Yeah.
Recording videos and then
Well,
going
like
to Starbucks
I
and
would
posting?
use, yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's tight. But so when you moved to LA, you were dreaming of being an actor, not a... Because, like, did you not see social media influencer as its own job at that time? Because it was pretty new at the time?
Not even that. It's just like, I've always wanted to act all my life. I went to school for acting.
Right.
I was in the modeling industry when I was younger. So I was very like indulged in that lifestyle. And then once I moved to LA and I really started doing it, I'm like, not for me. But like I went to an arts high school just to like do acting.
Right.
Right. So
So you
I
really
majored
hated
in,
the experience of acting that much that you just decided
Yeah.
like, fuck this, I'm not
honestly,
doing
I
it.
think I'm a lazy fuck. And I don't like to memorize lines. I don't like the long hours. It's just not for me. I rather work for myself and work my own hours and do what I do. And if I don't want to make money that day and I don't want to do shit,
Right.
I don't have to.
Yeah, not that I've had like a lot of offers or anything, but every time I've talked to somebody about what being in a movie is like, and it's just months and months of being on set and just being there for 12 hours and shit, and I'm just like, is that actually worth it? Like, that doesn't really sound like something I would do.
For some people it is. For me, it's
Yeah.
just not the vibes.
If you love it, if that's your dream, then I get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't sound like it would be for everybody at all. Yeah.
No, not at all.
Right.
I was really good at it, but
Really?
yeah. It just wasn't for me.
Right.
Exactly.
So then, like, how did your dream switch over to music at that point?
Music?
Yeah, didn't you get into music after that?
Yeah, I kind of got forced in that. And that was never.
Because you were signed to 10K Projects, aka the
Yeah.
same label as 6ix9ine and
Yeah.
Trippie Redd and shit.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
My fucking my ex-manager, not Dooney.
Okay,
The
the
second
one after that, right?
Still like him.
He decided that you should be a SoundCloud rapper.
He forced me into it, yeah. And I fucking hated it. And it wasn't SoundCloud rapping. It was worse. It was teeny bopper TikTok music. And I didn't release a single fucking song because fuck that.
You didn't even put one out. You just worked on it
No.
for a while?
Well, he made me. So I was like, I would go into the recording studio every day. I'm like, I'm not fucking recording. Like, oh God, I'm not recording this. Like, this is bullshit.
It was their idea of what would work for.
Yeah, I refused to release it.
Wow.
Yeah. So finally, years later, recently, I've been able to collab with people I actually fuck with. Like, I'm very into the dubstep community and the rave
nice.
community. So I sang on this like dubstep song from Borgor Asaf.
Oh, wow.
Do you know?
I interviewed Borgor in the very early days of
sick.
No Jumper, yes.
Yeah, he's the homie. Fuck with him hard. But yeah, like I love that shit.
Right.
It's just when you force me to do something that I don't want to do, and I know that's not good for myself, and that's gonna put me in a bad light.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to have you rapping, though.
No.
That was never a conversation?
You know what? I would love to rap.
Right.
I could probably rap, like white girl rap.
Right. Were you scared of like putting a song out and just having it be an actual laughing stock?
Yeah, I mean, if they were gonna put out the songs that they made me sing, for
Right.
sure. But the track that I did, I fuck with, and I think everyone would like it.
Nice.
Yeah, I just don't know I don't know if I'm gonna put it out. That's not my focus.
So you love the dubstep shit? Do you actually go to a lot of festivals and raves and shit?
like that's my shit. Like we just went to Countdown for New Year's.
Right.
I work very closely with Insomniac. I don't know if you fuck
No.
with them or not. They're like the biggest like rave
Oh, okay.
company, whatever.
Wow.
They do like EDC, like Countdown, everything.
What do you like about the experience? Like, what is the thing that really speaks to you about going there?
It's all about community and love for each other, and also the fucking great music.
Right.
There's no hatred there. Everyone just wants to become friends with everyone. Maybe because of drugs, who knows?
Yeah, is that part of it?
For sure, it's a very big. I mean, I personally can't. I get so much anxiety. I used to
Really?
be a very big druggie back when I was younger.
Wow, really?
And then a very traumatizing experience happened to me where I just could not do drugs like that anymore. I can't even smoke weed.
Really?
Weed's the thing that caused it.
So you what? You were fucked up on Molly or some shit?
No. I used to take Molly all the fucking time.
Right.
All the fucking time. And it was so fucked up. And I'm glad I don't do that anymore. But the thing that triggered me away from drugs was smoking weed pens, which was super weird. I was on a social media tour or like an influencer tour or whatever. And it was my tour manager's birthday, and he owned a weed pen company. I've been smoking weed for like 2-3 years at this point, okay? A while. And we're all sitting at this big table. It's my tour manager's birthday. And we're all smoking these weed pens, and something just hits. And we've been smoking these weed pens the whole fucking tour. Okay. So I'm smoking this weed pen and something just hits me like, and I feel this pit in my stomach and this, all the blood rushed to my fucking head. And it feels so bad that like my head's gonna fucking explode.
Oh, wow.
And I'm thinking to myself, you're really high. You're fine. Like, don't freak the fuck out. Like, chill, bitch. I'm thinking all this in my head. All my arms go, like my arms go numb, my legs go numb. They start shaking. My heart starts palpitating and beating like 200 beats per minute. I'm like, oh, I'm having a heart attack. This has nothing to do with weed. And I scream out, someone call 911. I'm having a heart attack. And they wheel me off in a stretcher. And they said, you're just having a really, really bad panic attack. And I was like, I literally thought I was going to die. And then after that, I stopped smoking weed, and the panic attacks continued for 2.5 months.
Really?
Yes.
Just randomly or every day or
like
what?
8 times a day.
Whoa.
I couldn't leave my house. I couldn't go to the grocery store. I had to lay in my bed, and even if I was like so happy in the moment, it would just trigger. It had nothing to do with like weird triggers or whatever. It just happened.
Wow.
Yeah. And I would just feel like I was going to die like 20 times a day.
This was at like what age?
I was 18, 17.
Wow. And
Yeah.
so does this just completely like freeze your career because all of a sudden you can't even begin to think about like making content or anything?
It's weird that you asked that. Honestly, I blocked that part out of my life, so I don't even remember making content at that point.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't quite know.
Wow.
If I've had no one ever ask me about that. I've said this in so many interviews, but like, I don't remember making content.
It just sounds like the biggest like nightmare to have to like get on camera and make content on a regular basis, but then you just meanwhile you're going through these panic attacks. Like I've often thought about like what would really happen to me as a content creator if I got so depressed that I couldn't imagine going on camera or whatever, which I've always just kind of like fought through it, I guess, anytime I didn't feel good or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't relate it to depression. I feel like those are two very separate things, but I feel like anxiety or panic attacks can lead to depression if intense enough.
Right.
But question for you, have you ever had an anxiety attack or like a really bad one?
No, not really. But I used to do like a fair amount of Xanax, and I recall that I would just get this fucking like pit in my chest. Like I would just really, I think it was kind of like a very small
While
panic
you were
attack.
taking it or after?
Like a few days after, where maybe if I was taking it like a bunch throughout the weekend, and then all of a sudden it's like Tuesday, and it just starts to like hit you, like you just feel like really anxious.
Did you used to take it for fun or for like sleep for fun? I take it to like fall asleep, and I feel like I probably take it too often. I'm not too sure. Like it's I don't know.
Xanax is a great drug to have around if you have that kind of anxiety and you want to like be able to sort of like help yourself out in a little bit, or if you just want to go to sleep, like if you travel, you have jet lag, whatever. The way I used to do it was I would take Xanax and drink and do cocaine. That's bad. And that was really, really bad.
Can't, oh, fuck, man. You can't drink and do Xanax. Yeah. That shit will fuck you up, seriously.
I mean, you drink like one beer while you're on Xanax, and it's like you're drinking 5 beers normally.
You can't, man. I take it to fall asleep or like on planes and shit.
Right.
But like, I remember one time I did Xanax, and I was drinking on like the airplane, and I was a nuisance to society.
Really? Yeah. You became a Karen? You raised hell? What happened?
No, just so loud. Like, I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember playing Monopoly on the fucking, like, he fucking
on the back of the seat.
And I was like screaming every time, like someone, like I landed on someone's property, and then the lady came up to me. She's like, "You can't be screaming out. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry." Like stupid, like ridiculous. So I'll never do that again.
Because alcohol and flying will get you really fucked up.
Oh,
and
for
then
sure.
Alcohol, flying, and Xanax together.
Yeah, triple that.
Yeah. Not to mention you probably had like a bag of pretzels for lunch.
Oh, for sure. Delicious though.
That's one thing I've always noticed. Like, I'm glad that I'm not single anymore, but I would always like hang out with girls and we'd like take a shot, and I'd realize like, oh, you're shit faced like one shot in because
and then the pretzels.
Because they're LA chicks who don't fucking eat. There's nothing in their
facts.
stomach, so you take one shot and you're fucking done.
Some girls.
Some.
Very, very.
You eat a lot?
I do. Well, I eat a lot of shit.
Okay, one of them. Bag
like,
of tortilla chips a day?
Yeah, I don't eat healthy. I should.
Right.
My body doesn't perceive that, but I have a very high metabolism, probably because of like all the working out and shit I did when I was younger. But I eat like shit. I feel like my health is shit, but I'm kind of scared.
That you're gonna get fat one day?
No, that I'm gonna die.
Oh, that you're gonna just die
Well, like
from being
that
unhealthy?
too, like both, but like both.
Right, both would be equally disastrous.
Yeah, disastrous.
Have you been to the
I?
doctor and asked them like, how am I doing in here?
I haven't been to the doctor in like I don't know, like 12 years. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go. I'm too scared.
When I was young and I ate like shit, I would go to the doctor and they would tell me I was totally fine. Now I eat healthy and I go to the doctor and they tell me I'm fine. But I wonder, like, if I was eating McDonald's every day, what the doctor would say.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, being like 38, I feel like you kind of have to start taking care of yourself, or it's gonna.
Do
really...
I ever have to like start eating healthy? Like, does that have to happen?
I would say it happens to most people at some point where they're like, fuck. Like even like for me, like sometimes I'll just be like, fucking, I'll get a burger and fries for lunch.
Right.
And after eating salad for a long period of time, it's like, holy shit, like. This is why I need to eat salad. I feel like a fucking bus just hit me from this burger.
I fuck with salad. I just also fuck with all the terrible shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So
So you don't get fucked up at all. The weed shit's out, the pill, the Molly, all that stuff's in the
But I
past.
love me some alcohol.
Really?
Like I'm a
Okay.
champagne girl. Like
Nice.
nice.
You're in the club or you just go to the raves and the
I used
festivals?
to be a club girl for a while, and I feel like when I'm in a relationship, I feel a lot more mentally stable. So I just kind of calm down. I don't feel the need to go out every day. I feel like when I feel like I'm very mentally unstable when it comes to like being single.
Being single is chaos.
It's not good for me.
You could meet someone and all of a sudden it's like this is just occupying all your time. You're going on dates with this person and shit. And it's like for me right now, just being in a relationship, having a kid, I just have a structure to my life.
Exactly.
Where if I could meet a girl and all of a sudden it's like, no, I got to go out tonight. I got to like go take this girl to dinner and shit. It's just like it makes your life so much more chaotic. That's what I love about being in a relationship.
That. Like that's not why I get stressed out. It's
Right.
Personally for me, it's just I feel like, and this might need therapy, but I feel like I'm not stable and I'm not planted and
Right.
in life when I don't have a second half with me, or I don't have someone I can lean on 24/7, especially when I'm in a relationship. Like I want them to move in immediately. I want them here by my side. Like I want them to know everything about me, and that's just who I am as a person. I just need that other person, and
Right.
whether it be like a friendship or a relationship, I always need that second person, which might not be good because I haven't really
Right.
experienced independence in a way that I should.
Yeah, because through looking at your career, it's kind of like, oh, it doesn't seem like she's been very single for very long. It's like you seem like
It's always one long-term
Right.
relationship to another long-term relationship.
you never really had like a hoe phase. It's mostly just been relationships.
Whenever I'm single, I have a very fast, very abundant hoe phase. Yes.
But then you just one of the guys just like, I like you,
Well,
marry
I
me.
think the reason why I have a hoe phase per se is to get in a relationship as soon as possible with the next guy that comes along that I can see a possible future with.
Right.
I feel like that's why I have a hoe phase. Also, like, I just feel like, yeah, I'm like the shit. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Live it up a little bit so
Yeah,
that in
little
your
bit.
head you're like, oh look, I did the single thing.
Yeah, but I
now I'm in a
also feel like
relationship.
that's unhealthy for me. Like whenever I'm in my single phase, I feel like I'm at my lowest because I'm going out to clubs every fucking night. I'm getting very drunk every night. It's not good. It's not even like,
Not that you should be single, but if you did find yourself single, you might want to try like a healthier version of being single where you don't go out and get wasted every night. Because I'm sure that exists.
it's bad. Like I feel
You
like
have no faith in yourself.
it's bad. I feel like if I was in my single phase right here, right now, I'd be the exact same, which is really sad to say. I feel like in the future, things would be different.
I hate being single because it's like, if I'm single, then it's like I feel like I have to go out. I have to go to the club. I have to do these things because what? Am I just going to be single forever? Are you never going to meet another girl?
Exactly.
And you could be in the DMs and stuff, but I also, like, a big part of my head is like, you have to meet people organically.
You have
like
to
you
go
have to be
out.
able to do that.
Yeah,
That's like who you
it's
are as a
weird.
man, is you have to be able to go to the bar and like strike up a conversation with someone and get her number, you know?
That's like me. Like, I feel like if I go out,
Yeah.
like I just like I need to. I don't know. It's gonna sound really.
It must be
fucked
overwhelming.
up. It's fucked up, but like I just feel like I need to go and like hook up with someone just to make sure I have that ego still. It's really fucked up to say, but like that's the truth. Like it's so weird.
It's a lot of clutter in your life, you know?
Oh, it's a lot. And I'm glad I'm really like settling down now. Like
How long has this relationship been going on?
2 years, but we're trying to get married next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I saw you on the Logan Paul thing and you were
Yeah.
trying to be hush-hush about your relationship, but this one is all over Instagram
I mean,
and stuff.
when I was on Impulsive, the whole Andrew relationship, that was already done.
Right.
And I was talking about how he kind of like ruined my fucking life because I feel like every ex or significant person I've had in my life has really fucked me over, and maybe I'm really bad at choosing.
Right.
And I'm a very unbiased person, even when it comes to myself. But it was not my fault, and
Right.
I stand by that 100%. Yeah, he tried to do all this like fuck shit to me, but
Right.
and he did a lot of fuck shit to me in our relationship, and I'm so glad I got out of that because like when I got my first apartment when I was 16, it was with him.
Oh, so you were in a relationship this long?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He never had a job, by the way. So, all on me.
Really?
Moved to LA with him, right? All on me. He was abusive sexually, verbally, physically,
Right.
everything down the line. He had schizophrenia. He would go and say he's gonna kill all these people
Whoa.
and leave his phone with me. Go. Wouldn't hear from him for hours till 4 o'clock in the morning. Should I call his mom? Should I not? Because this happens every fucking night.
Wow.
Will this be the time? Who knows? So I've been through a lot in my life, but it's also taught me a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what's right about this relationship you're in now?
He's not abusive
Okay.
whatsoever.
Not in the stuff you just named. Okay. Yep.
I feel like we just get each other.
Right.
I feel like our personalities intertwine. And he's sweet. He's caring. He does everything for me that he can. He's just a great person overall. And I would put like personality before looks over anything. Seriously, because I've been with pretty boys. Whatever, dude. Like,
Right.
you're cute.
Do you
Whatever.
think the cuter a dude is, the bigger of an asshole he usually is? That's my theory
I
about
wouldn't
women.
say I don't want to put them all in a
Right.
box, but from my experience, most of the pretty boys that I've talked to or hooked up with or whatever in general have a bigger ego.
Right. Yeah, like I had a Harry Jowsey on here,
Oh yeah.
and I was kind of talking to him and just feeling like, you know, like, and I like him, but I'm kind of feeling like your life has been a lot different than mine because you're such a good-looking dude. Like I feel like it's just kind of been smooth sailing for you.
I feel like the more attractive someone is, the better off they have.
Yeah.
I think that's just a fact. I also feel like racially or whatever it may
That
be.
plays into it for
yeah,
sure. You know?
literally anything. Like if you have more money, people view you differently. If you're a different race, people view you differently. If you look more aesthetically pleasing, people view you differently.
Right.
You know, that's just how life is.
That's true.
Yeah.
When did you make the decision to do OnlyFans?
So actually, I was in Canada, and this was about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I was stuck in Canada because I had visa problems, and I was really depressed about it because my whole life was back in the U.S. So I was stuck in Canada, living in my family's home, and I'm like, I'm back where we started, bitch. I had a place I was paying like $6K a month for.
Whoa.
Just there. My ex-best friend was fucking stealing my car, stealing all my shit in the time being. Whatever. But my friend reached out to me. She's like, hey, I found this site, and you can take lingerie pics and get money for it. Sick. So I sign up, and I sign up in Canada in my family's house. I'm living with my family at this point in time. And before I do it, I run up to my dad, because me and my dad are chilling. I'm like, hey, I'm going to take pictures in lingerie and sell it to people online. And he's like, all right, bet. I'm like, all right, bet.
Your dad didn't give a shit.
No, I think he just was like, yeah, fuck it.
Right.
You know? So,
I mean, of all the things you could be doing on the internet, that wouldn't probably seem like the worst thing.
I mean, it's like up there. But
yeah. I mean, you would have understood if he was like, what? Like.
But that's how it started out. It's lingerie pics.
Right.
So I started selling lingerie pics $30 a piece. Made really good money for lingerie pics. And then I grew my following from there.
Really?
And then I grew my, well, what I was posting.
Did you, did this end up becoming like your biggest moneymaker relatively quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was my biggest moneymaker from the first month.
Yeah, because I mean, you can make like a decent living off YouTube or whatever, like TikTok, I guess. But like, I mean, OnlyFans money. If you even have
I never collected a check from YouTube. I have like 1.1 or what. I haven't checked my YouTube in like years, but
yeah.
Last time I checked, I had 1.1 million subscribers. I haven't posted there like forever.
Yeah, what made you stop updating YouTube?
I hate YouTube.
Really?
Love watching it. Hate uploading.
Really?
Yeah, not for me.
You feel like you never really found your groove as a YouTuber?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Just wasn't for me, but never collected a check. Don't know how. Not going to try. My manager's probably got all that money. Whatever.
Right.
To each their own, I guess. Not even going to bother with it. I'm making so much money off of OnlyFans right now.
Right. But so with OnlyFans, there's always like every girl I know who's ever made one, there's always like that pressure because you see the messages, or you see what people want, and what they want is more skin,
right.
more whatever. How much have you given into that, if anything?
Right. So first, when I started off, I was answering all my own messages, and it was very tedious, and they were always asking for more. And that's why I think I switched to a subscriber base. So it wasn't a pay-per-view type thing. Now on my subscriber base, I can release content on my feed, and also at the same time, if people want to pay more for the more explicit things, they can.
Right.
Right.
How explicit are we talking?
Am I allowed to like go into that?
Yeah, describe it.
Okay. Well, me and my mans create OnlyFans content together.
Wow, I didn't realize.
Yeah, it was just recently, probably about a month ago. I released a blowjob video, and it was really like it was a big step for me.
Wow.
Because like everything I did before, it first started off with like showing the nipples, and then titties, and then like vagina, but like covering hands. It was a very slow process for me. And then at that point I came to realize, like when I wanted to release that video, I was like, I'm so comfortable in my own body and with myself, and what I'm releasing, I'm totally okay with this. Right. And I think that was a turning point for me, because I never when I was 15, I never expected to be doing that. Right. But I'm totally okay with it.
That's why it's gotta like blow people away that you would do it, though, is just because it doesn't feel like it was that long ago when you were an actual child on social media. Yeah. So like for people who are only kind of paying attention, the fact that one day it's like, oh no, I'm actually naked on OnlyFans. It's like, to a lot of people, that's just kind of crazy for them to comprehend, even though it has been many years.
It's super weird. And I honestly, like, the video got leaked for a while, and every single, even though it's offline now, only on OnlyFans, it was weird because like still to this day I get comments, oh, I seen your video on Twitter. I seen your video on Twitter. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like, whatever. Like, I literally don't care. And it's weird. I never thought I would be that person to not care. But, like, I'm just so comfortable.
It's kind of liberating to just not have to
I'm
care,
just like,
right?
fuck it. Like, I'm making good money. I'm enjoying what I do. I feel good about it. Is that bad to say? I don't know. But I feel really good about what I'm doing right now.
No, I mean, I'm slamming my girl on OnlyFans. I have no shame about it. Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't care at all.
You know, your girl was signed to my ex agency.
Oh.
Yeah, Unruly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I've moved on now. But like, yeah, we were in the same agency.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was actually. I think maybe she
Or maybe
was for a little bit.
she collabed with them. She was there one of the days I was filming.
Right.
Yeah.
She worked with them. Well, I don't know. I actually can't remember what the parent company is. But you didn't like being managed by them, or how was that?
They're good management. It just wasn't for me.
Really?
Yeah. I just feel like they were taking too much control, and that's okay for some people. And I feel like Unruly is a great agency for people who need that control, but I'm a very straightforward, straight-minded person, and I like things one way, especially when it comes to my brand and how I present myself. So I just don't think that was working out for me, but they're great.
Word. I mean, when you said that you didn't really like the actress lifestyle, I could imagine that the OnlyFans lifestyle probably would be good for you, since you could,
I just
do a
feel
photo
like
shoot
I
or
do
two
what I
here
want
and
to do
there.
when I want to do it,
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's good to
Thank
know.
you.
I like
Thank
it. Is it weird for you at all, like doing the sexual stuff and like seeing people react to it? Like I even saw a clip on YouTube of an Impulsive episode after.
I saw that.
Yeah, where they're talking about it, and like they seem kind of like they didn't know what to think, because
sad.
when they interviewed you, they clearly were not thinking of you as the kind of girl who would ever do that.
I mean, when I was doing that interview,
You had never
I
thought
wasn't
of it.
that type of person.
Right.
When I saw that clip, I got really sad.
Really?
Yeah.
Because did you feel like Logan was kind of hating? Because I felt like Mike was kind of defending it.
I don't think he was hating. I think he was just disappointed.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's a weird emotion to deal with.
I think that's worse than hating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when, this is a weird story, but his first viral fucking song that came out, I forget what it was called, but it was huge. It was with the Why Don't We Boys.
I can't remember. I followed the Jake Paul music career a little bit more closely.
It was huge.
Right.
It was like his first big song, right? And he brought me in, and that was the first time I met him. And I looked up to him a lot, because at that point, like I mean, I was a big creator, but he was a bigger creator. I looked up to him and what he did. And I still look up to him. And when he made that after video, I knew he was talking about me. And I was just like, damn, like, I don't want him to think about me like that. Like, I respect him a lot. And I know he respects me a lot. He texted me probably a year prior to that interview. And he said, as something along the lines of, like, I just want to let you know that, like, you got a whole career ahead of you, and like I'm very proud. Something along those lines. And
right.
I was really like, it meant a lot to me.
Right.
Yeah. So for him to say that afterwards, like I knew it wasn't hate, it was disappointment, and that's okay.
At the end of the day, you are who you are, regardless of what anyone thinks of you, right?
At the end of the day, I'm happy with what I'm doing, and I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, and I'm making good money with what I'm doing. So, I still have the utmost respect for him, but I'm also very happy.
That's what's up.
That's all that matters.
What more can you ask for?
Yeah.
You and him never dated?
Oh, fuck no. No,
okay.
no.
I felt like I felt some chemistry on that episode.
No,
okay.
no, God, no.
Just had to check.
No.
Okay, so how devastating was it when you got your TikTok banned for promoting your OnlyFans, or just referring to it in a caption on TikTok, right?
pretty fucking devastating.
Because you had like 20 million plus followers, or
I had 26 million.
right, and you
Or
built it
something
up
along
since you were
those
a
lines.
fucking child.
15, yeah. I would post 9 videos a day to
Right.
get there.
Wow.
Yeah. It sucked when I first realized. So I didn't post for 2 weeks. So I posted the video that got me taken down, right?
And what was this offending content? It was just you doing a sexy little pose, and it said,
Not even. It was me in track pants, and I'm like dancing, and then it transitions to me in a skirt and a crop top, okay, or like a bra top or whatever the fuck. And I think the caption is what got me. It was like sub
Yeah.
to my OF, LOL. That was the caption. I didn't post for 2 weeks after that because, like, sometimes I just don't feel like posting, whatever the fuck.
Right.
And then 2 weeks later, I go on my TikTok and I film a bunch of videos to post throughout the week. So my TikTok was fine for 2 weeks, and I went to go film, right? And I filmed them all. It was fine. And then that afternoon, I went to go post one of the videos that I filmed. So the morning of, it was fine. And then the afternoon, I went to go log in, and it said, "You're banned, bitch."
right.
So
And I assume that you pulled out every single contact that you had to try to get it back.
Yes, I did everything I possibly could.
Right. And did you actually get a response from them, or was it just like a brick wall of
No, we got responses. I don't want to dive into certain responses, but what I can say is we tried every avenue and none of them worked.
Wow. It just feels like, how could any business have somebody who builds up a following that big and then just not care about them getting deleted? It's hard to wrap your head around.
Here's the thing, man. They weren't there when I built up their fucking business that they're working at right now. Okay? So Alex, the owner of Musical.ly, sold his company for $1 billion to the Chinese who own TikTok.
Right.
They merged the two apps and made it TikTok. Okay? When I was working, when I was making content there,
Right.
I was working with all the fucking team from Musical.ly. They fired almost every single one of them but one. And the one that they didn't fire, a little sketch.
Okay. Okay.
A little bit sketch. But I used to go and fucking get it out, man. Just go for it.
That was a fake out. Almost sneezed. Almost sneezed.
You were going? Just go for it.
No, it's gone now.
Oh, damn. Sorry I had to
It
do
left
that
my
to you.
body. But if it comes back, it'll be hilarious.
Right? But Alex, who owned Musical.ly, I used to go to conference calls with him. I used to go in weekly meetings for Musical.ly to improve the app. You know, they wouldn't have a fucking self-timer if it weren't for my ass. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't, they wouldn't have a longer time limit, more than
Right.
15 seconds. Like, I did so much for that,
So
man.
you think that they resented you because
No.
you built yourself on Musical.ly, and now it's
No.
like, we're TikTok, we don't give a fuck about you?
No, I just think they don't know what I did for the app, and I think they're new people, and they just don't care. I literally don't think it's like let's get Kristen back. They're
Right.
just like, who the fuck is Kristen?
Yeah.
You
Crazy. Especially because it's like, it would be different if you link to it in your bio and stuff versus, I mean, you just you just said the word OnlyFans. Now, let's keep in mind, there's a lot of people who upload to OnlyFans that's not even explicit content. You know?
Yep. I mean, there was underage girls twerking in bikinis on there with 100 million followers, but
Yeah.
that's okay, right?
Jeez, yeah.
That's all right.
I mean, I know porn girls who have been banned from TikTok for literally nothing. Like,
Yeah.
never posted anything remotely. And, like, the
It's weird.
biggest name porn girls in the world who you'd think would be able to maybe get through to them.
I had a video removed recently for nothing. I was lip syncing to a song, and it was just before the New Year's rave, and it got taken down, and I peeled it because I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
For nudity and sexuality or whatever the fuck. And they reviewed it and they're like, nah. And I was fully clothed. I was wearing these fucking arm things, a shirt that was more covered than this, that was covering my titties, and then pants.
Wow.
And it got removed. And then I also got removed for bullying and harassment for filming a fucking video with my small person friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just for being with them.
Yeah.
Social
They don't
media
give a
is so
fuck.
fucked up, dude.
Nah, like.
And you can't get anyone to acknowledge. Like my girl, like I know everything she ever posted on Instagram, and she still doesn't have her original 4 million follower account back.
She got it deleted.
Yeah, like over
On
a year
Instagram.
ago, while she was pregnant, while she hadn't posted anything sexy for months, and it gets deleted, and it's like.
Was it at random or was it after a post that she posted?
It wasn't like it was not related to any content that she posted. So we're currently.
I'm terrified of that, man. I already got my TikTok deleted. Like,
The Instagram would be the real.
I have some scares. Like, I'm pretty stupid with that. I feel, cause like I'll promote my OnlyFans. I don't know. I don't now.
Right.
But I would do these posts on my story that are like super scary, where it's just like sub to my OnlyFans. It's not like a nude photo or anything, but like it has my OnlyFans link, and then I would have like 10 people reach out to me, and it's like, hey, don't like take that down now.
Right.
But it's just sad that like people don't accept sex work. Like if you're not under 18, like you should be on, or 16 or whatever the fuck, don't be on fucking TikTok, or just don't look at my fucking content.
Well,
Like,
the sad part is how there's just like so many people who've kind of weaponized this to take down girls' Instagrams and stuff, and then that nobody cares about it. Like in the media, it's like really hard to get people to care about the fact that clearly this like, or even your ban on TikTok. You'd think that in like a just world that people would be really upset
that
about
was
this,
just
right?
like fucked up. Like, I get like, okay, honestly, I'm gonna like honestly say, if I got banned from Instagram, I would get that, because I've posted fucking titties out and a fucking barcode and subscribe, you know? Like, I would fucking understand that. That makes sense.
Right.
Like, stupid me, right? TikTok, no. All I've ever posted is PG content on there. And that's all I ever post. It was because of that fucking caption. And that's fucking bullshit, man.
Just one thing. Jesus
Stupid.
Christ.
It's so stupid. No warning, nothing. 26 million followers, 7 years or 6 years or however the fuck old I was, built up, gone.
Right.
It was bullshit.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, it's super crazy. But have you completely given up on it? Is it really depressing trying to grow your current account, given that you?
I've been doing well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it take you a while to be like, fuck it, I'm gonna make another one, or you just do it right away?
It took a while.
Yeah.
It took a while, and then I did it. I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna build up a new account, and I wasn't getting views for a while, and then just recently I've been getting a lot of views, which has been great. Like 15 mil, like 10 mil, like that type of beat, and it's been amazing. And I just feel very happy and empowered about it. I'm just like, yeah, fuck yeah, I can do this again. You know?
That's good. Yeah. How do you feel about where you're at in your career? Like, it's obviously you had ups and downs. You've like tried things that didn't work. You've tried things that have worked. Like where do you feel like you're at, and where do you feel like you're going?
I feel like I'm at a very good place in my life. I'm with someone who I love. I'm making very good fucking money. He respects me for everything that I'm doing, and I greatly appreciate that, because I know a lot of guys wouldn't. My family life is fucking amazing right now. I live in a beautiful home. I have a beautiful dog that I love very much. Everything in my life is going amazing. And I'm on this podcast.
You are spilling your guts.
Yeah.
What do you like when you think about the future, like, you know, do you have any ideas of like things that you'd like to do?
Yeah.
That would be bigger picture.
Yeah, so I've been working on a clothing line for a while. It's supposed to be released a million times over, but it's just never been the right time. So when it is the right time, I will release it. But I have many ideas, and I feel like me personally, I'm a very artistic person, and I'm a very creative person, and I feel I can put that to use in an art form that I admire very much. So when that comes to light, it will, and I'll be very excited about it.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
that's what's up.
That's what's up. You want to know something funny? Is that you have an old ass YouTube video that as soon as I saw the thumbnail, I'm like, what the fuck? Because my BMX brand is on some shit. And the video where you talk about joining Team 10, you're wearing an on some shit beanie. Which I don't know how you got it or anything.
I
think it was
blue hair.
2018. Yeah,
Blue
yeah,
hair?
yeah. And that was like the same time period where Lil Xan was wearing that beanie all the time.
Is that your brand?
Yeah. We had a store on Melrose. You might have like just wandered in.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Okay.
I shop on Melrose not every day, but like
right.
every time I shop on Melrose.
Right.
If it's not online.
That's tight. That beanie had a real
Dude.
moment for us because Lil Xan was rocking it every fucking day, all the time. People thought it was his brand. and
Congrats,
shit.
man. Yeah. No, that's fucking wow.
Random, right?
Good for you. Do you still have that brand?
Yeah. We don't make that beanie, but
That's good.
it was like someone who worked for us was making like neon green and pink and
Oh.
he just ruined it.
No.
Yeah.
Black and white and gray, maybe.
Maybe we'll bring it back.
Maybe some brown.
Embroidery. What a bitch. Making those little fucking patches. God, I can't even imagine what a pain in the ass it would be to make that right
what
now.
are you doing with your brand now?
That brand is like our BMX brand.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like we just make clothes and we make bike videos and stuff because that's kind of like what I come from is the freestyle BMX shit.
That's fucking sick, man.
Yeah. Before interviewing rappers and
Oh, that was
content
beforehand.
creators, that was my thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna interview you for a little bit. What were you? I'm genuinely curious. What were you doing beforehand?
Just bike stuff, like making BMX videos. I had like a website where we like ran advertising on
So
it.
you were like biking.
Yeah. From like 12 to like 32.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, like interviewing rappers and shit kind of started to
How
work out.
did you transition towards that?
Just kept meeting more rappers, and I was just like, "Fuck, I'm gonna just chase this." And not just rappers,
But like,
but
what
YouTubers.
made you?
whatever.
What made you start the podcast? Like, that's so interesting. Has
Well, at
anyone
first-
asked you that?
At
Like,
first,
that's
I was
so
interviewing bike
interesting.
riders, and like pro BMX riders and people who own
Oh, I mean, you
companies.
slowly.
And then I already had this podcast set up. I
Right.
had a store downtown. All of a sudden, I started meeting these rappers. They started doing the interview. Boom! All of a sudden, we
That's fucking
had
cool,
some
man.
momentum, and we just kept rolling with it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I got to do another podcast in like 20 minutes anyway, so that works. Last question.
Yes.
How long do you actually live in the Team 10 house?
8 months.
How was that?
Ish. It was cool at the beginning and then
Right.
terrible at the end.
Really? That didn't really work out. It seems
Did
like
I
the
expose some shit?
the whole boxing thing seems like it's worked out pretty well for him, but the content house maybe not.
Yeah.
It was awful?
Yeah, it was bad.
Anything specific? Anything you're trying to tell me here?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll give away the first shit because like that's easy. Me and my ex, my boyfriend at the time, while I
Right.
was living in the Team 10 house, certain people used to watch us have sex from the window.
And you didn't know?
Not until they told us
Oh.
at a dinner at VidCon with the entire Team 10 like community. Yeah.
Oh, that's awkward.
So we were sitting down. We were at VidCon. They're like, "Yeah, like we saw you having sex," and I was like, "What do you mean? Like what? No, you didn't. No, you didn't." And like, "Oh yeah, you were in this position, and then you were in this position," and I'm like, "Oh, so you're like you're fucked in the head."
If I saw that, I would probably just not say anything.
I didn't know what to say. Like they
Yeah.
were watching me have sex, and I had not only them, but multiple other people watch me have sex through my bedroom window.
Wow.
On top of that, I don't know if I should say this.
We're here. Why not?
I had certain people take advantage of me.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
that's as far as I'll go. You can guess who.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will not guess.
Probably
sure
not,
they
probably
will.
not the vibes.
All right. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
I mean, shit happens, but karma, right?
Yeah. I guess. Damn. Okay. Well, good luck with everything that's going on, and
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on here and telling your story.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Honestly,
No, for sure.
I've been a big fan
Thank you.
for a while.
That's amazing.
Well, thank you for having
Appreciate it. And everybody, go cop the OnlyFans.
me. Period. Can I shout myself out? Is that weird?
No, do it.
All right. My OnlyFans is Kristen Hancher. Everything else, Kristen Hancher. TikTok, K Hanchers with a Z.
There it is.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. No Jumper. Coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, all that shit. Patreon, OnlyFans. Like, comment, subscribe. NoJumper.com if you want to support. Appreciate you.
Period.